Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is he done?
Oh, buddy, you just ran into the camera. Oh, man. Okay, so we are back for another weekend. Stayed up pretty late last night and had to finish the video, and I got this other board completely shellacked, so it is ready to mount in, and then we can start getting the other portion of the frame in for the control breaker box. So that's what I'm about to do now, and then we're going to get our inverters placed up in there. So let's get to it. I think the best thing for me to do here is go ahead and mount this board to this steel frame. That way we're snugged in top and bottom, and we can get our distances on the others. Maybe it is a good idea that I go in here and actually sand this down some more. Let's do that. I don't want to have any sort of creaking while we're driving and stuff later. It's still snug, but it's not like trying to pop itself out. I'm pretty happy with that. So apply downward pressure. Sitting on it. Crank this back to like 3. Excuse my ignorance. I forgot to countersink the head there. Let me find my countersink bit. Alright. Okay, so my next game plan is, instead of trying to measure from the far side, the back of the firewall, over to here, I'm going to actually use the line on this subfloor. And the reason being is that this piece of subfloor is actually it was the whole width. It's 48 inches. So that being said, we should be able to use it to measure off of, to get our line, our distance perfectly set up, where this needs to be perfectly straight across the board. And then we can use our square to make sure that our board is straight up and down before we screw it into the wall over there. 7 3/4, 7 3/4, 7 3/4, and 7 3/4. So let me grab our pocket hole screws real quick, and then we'll get a few of those knocked in. So to kind of review the electrical plans, I plan to bring the 2 main lines in through the bottom here on each corner. So this will be line 1, line 2 probably, we'll see when we get there, and they'll come up and connect to the main breaker. I did confirm online the square D breaker box for the Homeline series is allowed to be flipped upside down. So because all the breakers are running horizontally, it shouldn't affect them at all. So that should allow us to keep our cabinet a little cleaner. We can bring the hot leads and the bigger cables up and directly connect here. And then we're going to bring in all of our AC conductors, our 12-3 cable, in through the side here. I think these are 3/4 inch knockouts. I think you can fit 2 12-3 Romex cables typically per one. There's 5 here plus some extras, so that's plenty. I right now only have 9 cables, so we might add a few more, but we should have plenty of space along this side of the box. I want to bring them all in from the one side to keep it clean inside the bed area. That does mean that we'll have to run some of the cabling around to the other side, but that should be okay. I think it'll still be cleaner that way. So how we're going to support this box is I made the height here a perfect 3/4 inch. So we're going to run an OSB board underneath the shelf here going back. That way it has something more to rest on. There's 2 knockouts here for us to put screws down into. Then the entire side over here is going to have one board come all the way up. So that way it supports this side. Knock the 2 screw spots here, screw it into there. And then on the center section, as wide as these areas here, there's going to be a board that comes up, comes to the top, and then tees across to here. So it'll be completely captured. And it will not be going anywhere. Plus, that should add a ton of rigidity to this guy since we cut a big hole out of him. So there'll be no way that this circuit breaker box is going anywhere. Should be really clean with both main cables coming in through the bottom, and then have both of our all of our other leads come in through this side. So I think it's going to look really good. But now I'm going to go start cutting OSB boards because I got to create that encapsulation here. throw this thing. It's like a perfect fit. Actually, is almost perfect. Wow.
You're perfect.
No. Oh man, it's on wide focus. I can't get it to focus. That's like really perfect. So pretty. Whatever you. Okay, so got a few options. I can finish mounting this shore power, which means I gotta get the big cable, the Romex 6.3 over here, and attach it, leave quite a bit of an extension to work with on the inside, and then rivet or screw in the shore power. Or we got about an hour and a half before it gets dark, and I stop to focus on our van heater, because our van heater stopped working. It's blowing the white smoke, it's having ignition failure, so it's probably just carved up like crazy. We did do the altitude adjustment last year, and it seemed to make it last a little bit longer, I think, this year. But yeah, it's just bad again. So I think we just gotta take it out, clean it. Hopefully no parts need to be replaced because they're super expensive. And like I think last time that took us what, 2 hours? Do you remember?
It took us a lot longer than 2 hours.
Did it?
Yeah. Just like 4 hours. I vote shore power connection.
Yeah.
Because spring will be here in 31 days.
Yeah, I guess, but it's cold. It's really cold at
We
night.
just gotta get a blanket. It's really not that bad. It's the wind. It's the wind that makes it bad. It's not that cold actually.
Okay, well, fine. I'll skip that, and I'll do this guy. So. Oh my god. Can I step on it? Yep, if my toe's not in the way. Shit. Alright, so the key is you gotta commit and you just gotta stomp. Woo, buddy. Should have got some longer pliers. I was able to get these ground connections crimped on. It was not easy because this is solid ground. So let's go ahead and get this fed into here. Get these backed out. We're gonna grab this lead. We're gonna pry him up in here. We're gonna get our... Oh, buddy, this is gonna be difficult. There's one. Wow, that was really difficult. But I think that's the most difficult one. That's the one where I had to get these in here, and they're loose. They're not in here with too much tension. Here. Okay. All right, we got quesadillas, and oh wow, that pico looks really good.
It looks better, right, with the red onion instead of the white onion?
Yeah, it adds like some more color to it.
They say the red onion is better to eat raw, so I'm gonna try it out.
It's really good. Thank you, baby.
Welcome.
Love you.
Love you too.
There's our red for line 3. Come back with it. Bend over. Back and over. There we go. There we go. Alright, that is super tight. Deep down out of the way. Look at this. This actually looks really, really great. Alright. Alright, these are loose on here. Got some extra lead. These are good. The grounds are solid. Okay, so the SMS is ready to go. We have our load output side. This is going to go to the junction box before it goes to the inverters. And then here's our input side. So tomorrow we'll shove this through the wall, get our shore power wired on, pull the slack back in, mount up the shore power, and then bend the cable over and get this kind of tucked off to the side. And yeah, we're basically done with this guy. Once we get it tucked over, I'll screw it into the ground. And we have a little pigtail here that hooks into the side of the box for our control module. And I'm going to mount this to the side near the breaker panel. So basically it just has the normal mode, and then it has bypass EMS. Just in case something was to actually mess up in here. But until you get a replacement part, you can still function and use the RV. So, yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what this is meant to protect. So, it's going to be really good for brownouts. Especially, I mean, if you're at different parks that have just really bad wiring done, or the podiums are podiums. The power pedestals have any sort of wiring issues. If anything is short-circuiting, if there's some sort of like power outage, yeah, this is going to help protect that. So, it checks for reverse polarity, an open ground, high voltage and low voltage on both lines individually, high frequency, low frequency, data link down, and then it has an error to replace surge if the surge protector messes up in here. So, yeah, we'll be able to see that output here. And like I said, if it ever messes up or one of the parts go bad, you can actually replace those parts in here. We can bypass this device altogether, where it'll just actuate the contact and then send it straight to the inverters. But I wanted to have this. This is like I think typically like a $300 device. I got it for about $280 on sale. I figured this is better to have than to not protect your $5,000 worth of inverters. So, yeah. So, that's why we got that. I don't know how to help you, you know? Like,
I mean, you can't split with this hand.
I can't believe that snapped.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Okay, I messed up already. So, we were wiring the shore power here, and everything was going smooth, you know, no big deal. But then we snapped one of the lugs off. I guess I just got gorilla strength and tightened it up too much. It was on the red line there. So, that's not good.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse if this focus will work. Jesus. Wow, it does not want to work properly. Anyway.
So wide.
Well. Either way, I was like, I just won't undo it, and then I'll deal with that if I ever have to replace this cable. And then, of course, I didn't put the cover on it at all. This is supposed to go on here so that way it slips over and covers all this as it goes through the wall. And I forgot to put it on. So now I have to go back inside, undo it from the SMS side, and yeah, pull it out, slip this through, then shove it back in there, reattach that. Just added like 30 minutes of work, but.
And if we ever need to undo this, we'll still have to deal with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's totally messed up. I'm starting to wish I did do the SOOW cable that's typically used for like extension cords and stuff. It probably would have been a little bit malleable, a little bit easier to work with than this slightly stranded Romex. But it'll be fine. All right, let's go do the other side. Oh my gosh. You look like a mess. Coffee is way out there. Is he pooping? Alright, I think we finally got the shore power done. The SMS is mounted. I'm not very happy with this Romex. It's too hard to work with. I really wish I would have went with SOOW, and I'm really tempted to pick up some just to go from the junction box, the parallel junction box, over to the inverters. But we'll see. I don't know if I can find some this quickly, and we have a bunch of this Romex already ready to go. So I mounted it on the wall here. It doesn't look great, but basically that should give us plenty of slack if we ever need to pull some more out and, like, I don't know, fix the connection on the outside there. It's got 4 screws mounted into the wall. And then the extra cable is coming along this length, because around right here is where we're going to have the junction box, because the other inverter is going where my feet are. They're just stacked on top of one another. So from that junction box, we'll be able to finally tie into our inverters, and our shore power connection should be done next weekend. So I'm hoping my other number 2 common wire comes in, and then I can go ahead and run the cables. I can run the shore power to the inverters, then I can run the power to the main circuit breaker box here, and then we'll almost be ready to attach the rest of our stuff. I want to do the batteries like last. If our shore power is working, it will actually the inverters will actually invert the shore power, and they can still function without being connected to the batteries. Yeah, I'd like to test all those features before we hook up the battery packs next weekend. So we'll see. The Paige has quesadillas ready, so I'm going to go eat real quick. BS too.
Hey, Lizzie.
Alright, we are wrapping up for the weekend. I think we made quite a bit of progress, and honestly, I think if everything comes in and I don't forget to order anything else, we should be able to power on by next weekend. So that will be super exciting, but yeah, it's very possible we could miss something. So hopefully we're powering on next weekend, and then the weekend after that we'll be hopefully focusing on the bed platform. So yeah, we're about to head out, go get a shower for the work week, and we will see you next weekend.